What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chetty Bobby Olembody.
And my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th, and the boys are back in town.
Okay.
The boys are back in town.
Well, it looks like I drew number 3. I'm Hot Mike Chance.
Ooh. Coming in at number 30, I am BJ the DJ.
Woo, he's back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, man.
Hey,
Like I
we
said,
finally here, man. We've been trying to do this episode for
6 weeks.
6 weeks or so.
It's been that long, but hey, it's all worked out.
Hey, man, no, for sure, dude.
But we got BJ back, baby.
Yeah.
we
Glad to be
talking
here.
we talking my favorite pay-per-view today.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Where
Your
does
favorite.
Royal Rumble rank? Royal Rumble is what we're talking about.
Yep. That's
Where
it.
does it rank with y'all on the pay-per-views as far as all-time favorites? Is WrestleMania y'all's favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because WrestleMania is so big, but it's the Rumble is right there, neck and neck with it.
man.
As entertainment value, I love
The match
event,
itself.
the match of
Yeah.
the
That's
Rumble.
what does it for me.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the Royal Rumble match. I'm not necessarily a fan of the whole pay-per-view because but the match itself. And I do like the fact now that they have the women's Royal Rumble too because it helps further storylines as well. So, but yeah, it's right there with me. Mania is number 1. Royal Rumble has to be number 2.
The grand spectacle of Mania. But see, I'll
It's
go
so
back.
long, dog.
Dude, I
It's
think
too much.
Yeah.
WrestleMania needs to go back to one night.
Yeah.
Go 4 hours. If you can't get everything in 4 hours, then get 2
Get it
nights
on
and
out
then
of
Monday
here.
Night Raw the night after.
I mean, they've just got way too much going on.
And then you'll probably have an NXT event on
There's
that
going to
Friday.
be an NXT event on that Friday. It's just way too much going on. You almost have to split it up to make things matter to people. You have to split it up into 2 nights and make it relevant.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's just so much. It's so much of a commitment.
Yeah.
To sit through all that. I mean, you're going to have fire main events on both nights. Of course, you're going to have Cody and Roman on. Do you put that on a Saturday night main event or do you put that on the Sunday night main event?
I feel like the Cody and Roman match is going to be the day 2. main
Day
event.
2.
I feel like something weird's going to happen day 1 where The Rock is involved, and it's going to kind of set the pace for day 2.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So
I don't know. I'm excited. The Rumble this year got me super excited for WrestleMania season because, of course, I wanted Cody to win it, and he did. And then we had the whole fiasco, which we haven't had you on since the whole McMahon fiasco, which we talked about before recording.
Sure.
We may have to save that for it.
We definitely need to make a whole episode.
Yeah.
on that, 'cause
I
stuff keeps
feel
coming out.
I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like Cody winning this year wasn't the first choice. I feel like they called an audible in the ring once Punk got hurt, and then they had a backup, which was Cody. I feel like that was Punk's to win. Punk and Seth were building their stuff before it even started. I feel like Punk was supposed to win that Rumble, but when he got hurt, they called the audible.
That's an
Interesting.
take.
Yeah, it's because I could have seen Cody, of course, winning that and going after Roman, and then Punk winning the Elimination Chamber to go after Seth.
Yeah.
But with that whole injury, it threw a wrench in everything.
Yeah.
And, of course, the whole Vince McMahon story coming out right before the Rumble. And then, of course, your favorite take on The Rock inserting himself. But
Yeah.
as a hot take on me, I think that was all part of the plan just as a second Daniel Bryan yes movement in a way.
Yeah.
Just to get the attention on to Cody. It's like, hey, this is our baby face. Let's throw a little wrench in it. Go with it worked for Daniel Bryan. We can make it work again with Cody.
I mean, and look, I'm a huge Rock fan. I love The Rock. But, man, what he does doesn't resonate with today. He was in the ring cutting the promo on SmackDown, and it just felt like he was struggling to get through that promo. The little jabs, the trailer park trash, the little insults that he would throw out there during the Attitude Era just didn't make much sense now. You know what I mean? And him aligning himself with arguably the biggest star in today's modern wrestling doesn't make sense either. It just doesn't fit. They should have just made the match between the two of them. The title didn't mean anything. They could have taken the title off him. Roman Reigns has had the title for about 6 months, way too long.
Yeah.
And the title does not mean anything in a match between Roman and The Rock. They could have built a whole storyline around it without the title.
Chance,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on The Rock?
The
I
Croc.
Roll
think.
tape.
Let me tell you something, Rock. And I'm gonna grab this microphone.
Oh, he's taking it off the stage.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something, Rock. Look, you Hollywood elitists, you need to go back to Hollywood and make some more of those failures that you call a movie.
Which ones? Call them out.
All of them.
Doom?
All of them.
Tooth Fairy?
All of them.
Which one?
The
I mean,
Game
all of
Plan?
them. What? Name them all. I mean, we don't need you here. Cody's got
Southland
this.
Tales,
Cody has got this.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
no, you have to come in. You have to butt your nose into somewhere where it doesn't belong, and so that you can stroke your ego. You're Hulk Hogan Jr. That's who he is. Hulk
Let's
Hogan
just add
Jr.
that to the list of why.
This room
That
just
Rock,
went
I love
on
you, but
fire.
in the words of Michael Scott, boom,
Yeah.
roasted.
But I do have to give him credit that he did step back, hopefully. But I know.
Nah, so-
You think that was the
something-
universe is saying, no,
Yeah,
we don't
yep.
want that, change it. You
Yep.
think that's what that
There's
was?
just too many guys waiting in the wings for their
Yeah,
shot.
they don't
that
need 'em
are
here.
popular.
Yeah.
Like if LA Knight was selling the most merch. Like normally that's the guy wearing the title.
Well, and too with The Rock, like he's such a good heel back then, but
Yeah.
he's become such a national
Icon.
fucking
Yep.
not just icon, but like so beloved by
Yeah.
Right.
everybody.
Well-
he's always smiling, he's always bringing joy and stuff.
The heel promo from The Rock
And
just sounded
it don't
weird.
hit now.
It
It
did not
hit before because he wasn't doing 10 years worth of like positive stuff,
Right.
to where it's like, oh, we don't believe it.
Well, that night after he's calling the whole crowd trailer trash and all that stuff, after the camera's cut off, he's going around shaking hands
You see
and
what I'm
kissing
saying?
babies.
Yeah.
That's
in
what I'm
the front
saying.
row
It's
of
like, don't
everything.
even make him a
Doesn't
heel.
Make any sense at
Don't
all.
even make. You can bring him in or something to fight somebody, but don't. That I ain't even watched it. I've just watched a couple of the clips from the.
He come out with the Versace vest on.
Oh
and
yeah, it's totally Hollywood heel
the
rock.
diamond chain.
but it's just not. It's not.
But
No,
it-
Hollywood Hill Rock in 2000 was it 2003?
Yeah.
That was
that
that was
when
a
he came
great
back
that
from
was a
against
great
Cena?
version of Rock.
So
this one is
so
just-
Rock.
The whole
Thank-
Rock
yeah.
versus Cena
Well,
feud.
Rock, and oh yeah, 2012.
Okay.
2003 is what he's talking about. Is when he fought Stone Cold for the last.
Oh,
time.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Gold,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he was in the
Yeah.
ring cutting the promo.
Yeah.
Goldberg shows up. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
That time
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, man. Shout out to The Rock, but I think Chance had very valid points.
Yeah, very solid point.
And I like the way you delivered them. I like the mic
Yeah.
technique. I liked all that.
that was solid.
They don't call him hot
You
mic
smell
Chance for
what
nothing.
Hot Mike
ding.
Chance is cooking. Trademark that.
Welcome back, BJ.
Welcome back to
yeah,
Royal
man,
Rumble.
I'm glad to be here. I've missed that. Like I've missed
Yeah,
that
I
for
mean,
sure.
Chance has come out of his shell
I'm
here
glad,
now.
man. It's awesome.
You know, and we couldn't do this without Trouble Spirits. We couldn't
Yep.
do it without Revolution One Media or the Natural Disasters and Jimmy Hart. We were supposed to be getting a fourth member of the crew, but they're still they had
It's
a
coming.
layover. There's an issue. They missed their
coming.
flight.
They'll be here the next
Let's
time.
be
They'll here
honest.
next
He's just
time.
lazy and don't want to show up. That's what it is.
Okay, wow. Okay, hot take again.
Oh, because of who it is. Yeah, he drank too many martinis,
Yeah.
dude.
man.
But you
just be
should see
honest.
him next time BJ's on the episode. You should see the next guy.
Yeah,
He missed
yeah.
his flight. He fell asleep. Old age. But man, let's talk some Royal Rumble. Damn
Yes,
it.
boom. The first one was in 1988. I think it was what, a 20 guy.
I think it was
Roy-
20 man.
20 man
Yeah.
Royal Rumble.
Is that the one Duggan won?
Yeah, that's the
Hacksaw?
one
Oh,
Duggan
yeah.
won.
Hack-
Oh,
Hack to the saw, baby.
yeah, just it's a very
Terrible
simple
Rumble.
Yeah, it's
Awful Rumble.
Yeah.
What I'll say this before just kind of piggyback off what you're saying. The first Royal Rumble was 88.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, the battle royals have been going on for no telling how long. I remember when wasn't there a battle royal in like WrestleMania 3 with
For the
like
money?
Refrigerator Perry and all that?
All the celebrity battle royal.
was that 3?
Was that the one where Big John Studd won that one and he took the money and
And Andre
came in and threw the money everywhere?
I think so. Yeah, because Big John Studd won the second Royal Rumble and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Which
88 was a rough year. Yeah, 88.
Unless you're a WCW fan.
Well, I mean WWF
NWA,
88.
yeah.
Because I didn't really like WrestleMania 4, bro. I hated the tournament.
Yep.
And Royal Rumble 88 was the first. This is when they started to do the 4. Was it
Right.
because the WCW or
Yep.
Jim Crockett was doing the?
Jim Crockett was expanding their pay-per-view market, and I
And
think
Vince was like, "Oh, that's a good idea.
That's
Let
a
me
good
go
idea,
ahead and rip it off." For those of y'all who don't know, Vince McMahon used to be the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment.
give it 6 more months and his history will be wiped
Yeah.
away
He'll be-
from
he'll be
wrestling
like-
he's gonna be
altogether.
Chris Benoit.
he's gonna be Brock Lesnar, Chris Benoit, Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar, you can find him nowhere to be found in the WWE right now.
That's insane.
It's
the most
Yeah.
dominant wrestler of all time, and he wanted to see a girl pee.
I wonder how the
I
NCAA
don't
is going to
understand.
handle that. Are they going to strip him of his national title?
I don't think so because it wasn't during that.
Does that matter nowadays?
I don't know.
No, they're going to cancel. They're going to go back and take his middle school championships.
They're going to take his
anything
daughter's
his
national
daughter wins,
championship.
they're going to take that.
They'll
It's
probably erase them from UFC also because they're
Yeah,
combined
that's
now.
very true. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's under
that's
the
a
same
good
umbrella.
point.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
probably be.
tied in.
Wow, dude, can you? That's like you said, the most dominant wrestler
Oh, unbelievable.
in the history of wrestling, just
Of all time, dude.
Of all
would have
time.
never, like, just knowing his personality and how he carries himself and how he promotes himself as a business, how he would ever get caught up in the middle of that. You know what I mean?
But like you said,
Crazy.
you think you know somehow, but we don't know these guys
Right.
from
You're right.
nothing.
Absolutely.
I mean, we don't. You think you do? We just see what we see on TV for a
Right.
couple hours,
Right.
or a few minutes from each person, or through social media nowadays.
Right.
It's all show.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy.
Speaking of, like, we were talking about the 88 Rumble, and then we were talking about Jim Duggan winning the first one, and then Big John Studd winning the next one. Right now, as it currently stands, these are the wrestlers who have won a Royal Rumble but never won a WWE title. And that's Jim Duggan, Big John Studd, Shinsei Nakamura, Lex Luger, and until otherwise, we add Cody Rhodes to that list. Everyone else who has won the Rumble has won a WWE title at some point.
Now, what year was it that they started? Was it after Flair won it in '92 that they started? Whoever wins the Rumble gets a title shot.
You know, I was trying to look at that. I don't remember at what point they started that.
Because it showed from the research that I found through smarkoutmoment.com, they just for you, I've been using their website on some stuff, and they asked if to plug it if you do
Nice.
use the research. So smarkoutmoment.com. Here's your little moment of fame right here for you. But Yokozuna in '93 was the first winner of the Rumble to go on to WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
And win the title.
Okay.
And everything. So
Yeah, I didn't know what year they started.
but
that.
Flair in '92, the Rumble was for the title, correct?
But
Yeah.
before then, was it not the same? Like where the winner had a chance to face? Because in '90 it was Warrior and Hogan.
And Hogan won it.
Hogan won.
Hogan won it in '90 and '91.
Okay.
He was the first guy to
Okay, he
go.
was champion then, so it
Yeah.
didn't matter. Yeah.
So it's
Let me just give you so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, right?
okay. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna give you I'm gonna give you the match card for Royal Rumble 1989, just to show you where we're at. Okay,
Oh, boy.
this was
The first
89. This was going into WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers explode. This is the building that, right? We got Jim Powers and Barry Horowitz.
Oh,
okay?
boy.
You got Sam Houston versus Steve Lombardi, Brooklyn Brawler. You got a 2 out of 3 falls match with Jim Duggan and the Hart Foundation against Dino Bravo and the Rougeos.
Oh man.
Hold on to your seats, guys. Hold on to your seats. We're getting better. 4th match on the card: Rockin' Robin and Judy Martin.
Woo! Rockin' Robin.
Bro, the semi-main event, dude, was King Haku against Harley Race.
For the
Wow.
king, for the
Yes,
crown.
but
Wow.
He became King Harley
and
Race.
then
after that.
you had the Rumble match that Big John Studd won. So that's how awful 1990 was.
That is
So
a
so
terrible
let's talk about that Rumble in particular. That's the one where DiBiase bought number 30, and then gets eliminated by Big John Studd.
Yes.
He actually and he was trying to negotiate with the natural disasters to kind of come in sequence to kind of protect his number 30.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Y'all know.
Fun fact.
88 and 89 were really bad. Now, I love Royal Rumble 90. The matches leading up to it was terrible, though. That's
Yeah.
the one that had one of the most boring matches in WWF history. Ronnie Garvin and Greg Valentine in a submission match.
Oh,
Dude, and they had like the little cheat thing, the little cheat brace. They were using it. They both had the.
God.
Dude,
Neither
it
one
was
of those guys
terrible,
were submission
dude.
guys. Like,
Now you had Genius and Beefcake was in 90.
But you only tuned in for the Rumble at those times, though. But
No, that's
what was
the-
it? Was it '91 that had the poster with everybody with Hogan at the front? It was like the cartoon.
That was 90. 91,
Okay, yeah.
91 is they were both at the front.
Okay.
But 91 was dope because that's when you had the match with what was it leading up to Slaughter and hang on a second, let me tell you.
And Was it Was it the 90 then that Hogan eliminated
Warrior.
Macho?
No.
No.
90
Okay,
was
91 was when he eliminated Macho.
Macho,
then,
yep.
and that's when you started
The
seeing the
mega powers
powers.
implode. That's when. Yeah. That's when
Gotcha.
91 Rumble is when Slaughter and Ultimate Warrior fought for the title.
Yeah.
And Slaughter won it.
Slaughter won.
Yeah.
And that's the same time that you had
WrestleMania
I think it was
6.
Like, and it was like Million Dollar Man and Virgil fought Dustin and Dusty.
Yeah.
It was a couple of other like the matches weren't bad on 91, but that was the whole thing. I think that's when you had Macho Man hit Warrior with the scepter, knocked him out. And that's what built them to fight at WrestleMania.
Okay.
WrestleMania 7.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania 7 was Slaughter and Hogan.
Yeah. That's what I meant. 96. WrestleMania 7.
Dude, I want to say it was 90 or 91, but it was the quickest, not the quickest, but I remember Warlord came in and he stepped inside the ring and went like this, and somebody clotheslined him out of the ring. It was like
Out of the
3
ring.
seconds.
Well, who holds it now? I think Santino Marella.
I think he's like 1 second.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
like
think somebody
The
beat
best
him
Really?
in and out
didn't he?
ever was Mo from Men on a Mission. 'Cause he sprinted in and he got thrown out immediately, and Jerry Lawler said, Mo was on a mission.
Quick-witted, man.
Shout out Brandon E.
No, Titus O'Neil had a great entrance to his one too, where he tripped and
In
fell,
Saudi
slid
Arabia.
under
Yeah.
the ring.
At the greatest what was it? The greatest
Royal
Greatest
Yeah.
Royal Rumble or whatever, or greatest Battle Royal.
Y'all know who came up with the Royal Rumble?
Pat Patterson.
Yep.
Yeah,
Another
Pat Patterson.
genius.
For me, the first time
Son
I
Michael.
remember anything.
R.I.P.
The
Pat
first time
Patterson.
I remember anything about
Never
Royal
put an S
Rumble
on
in
anything.
general. No, he didn't. Never. My first true memory of Royal Rumble was Flair. And that's because
Yeah.
I was a WCW NWA fan. So I remember them pixelating the title and calling him the Real World's Champion. But the promo after he won the Rumble in '92
best.
is probably the greatest
With a
Ric Flair
twinkle
promo.
in my eye.
Tear,
This
yeah,
is
tear
the
my eye.
greatest
Yeah.
day
Tear
of
my
my life. That was probably the best Ric Flair promo ever.
Yeah.
Didn't
Dude.
get any better.
and then it just went all to kaput after that.
Royal Rumble
Yeah.
92 is my favorite Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not even close. Like, it's probably...
He came in at
it's-
number 2, and he ended up
Yeah,
running
or
the-
either number two. Yeah.
But the match itself was great. But
Yeah.
without Bobby Heenan's commentary,
I know.
that
Yes.
Rumble match would
Yep.
have been nothing
Absolutely.
as close to what it was.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
the best commentary ever in wrestling.
He did a
That-
great job putting Flair over in
Yes.
WWF.
Yes.
He did a phenomenal job.
He was so good at, like, being so one-sided for Flair, and it was great, man.
Yeah,
it was
that
so
was
good.
yeah.
Like
That's one of my favorite ones. I always go back and watch, and it's you get all the vintage Flair spots in the Rumble match. I mean, and then that promo after, and it's the blonde hair, just sweat all in
Yep,
it. Just
yep.
he gets right up in the camera.
I feel like Flair was, like I said this before. I feel like Flair was in his best shape at that 3-year run
Yeah.
at WWF.
And
his
it
first
just
one.
and then that whole match with Macho. I mean, it
Yeah.
just fell flat. It wasn't even.
No,
It
But-
just-
but then you had that.
Yeah, Hogan had to step in. It's not gonna work for me, brother.
Rumble 92 is also when the Legion of Doom won the tag titles from the Natural Disaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got him back, as you can see.
Yeah,
They got him back in the
as a
afterlife.
whole.
Yeah.
I remember going over to my cousin's house because his parents had the old school antenna and would get the pay-per-views and everything. And I remember watching the '92 Royal Rumble
Yeah.
over with my cousin Chris.
Did y'all have a lot of Rumble parties?
No, it was
Not
just
till later on in
not
life.
till later
Yeah.
on. Like, when we got in when I got in high school, my dad would let us rent the pay-per-views, and so we'd have people over at our house for the big ones and everything.
Shout out to that cheater box.
Yeah.
I used to watch. There was a couple of things I watched with squiggly lines on them. One of them was pay-per-views. That was later on, but then other stuff. But Royal Rumble '92 is my favorite one, and then after that, there was probably 3 years in a row. It was rough. I know the next year.
Well, '95 was a good one. That's when Shawn Michaels won it from the
1
number
foot.
1 spot.
The 1
yeah,
foot.
yeah,
And
but
that's when the 2 feet had to touch the ground rule came into
The
effect.
infamous
And
1 foot.
93 is the one when Yoko won.
yeah, Yoko won that one.
And that's when everything kind of started to.
I wasn't a big fan of Yoko as champion, so I was just kind of checked out at that
Because
point.
in a way, Yoko was so dominant.
Yeah.
He was unbeatable.
It was a cheat
Yeah.
code.
Yeah. There's
But 94, I got what they were trying to do with Brett and Lex, like trying to figure out.
I hated that one.
But I hated
I hated that. That was
finish.
Yeah.
I see what they were trying to do with it.
well. That's when they
Then you had
wanted
the
to put
casket match with Yoko and Undertaker.
yeah, and that's they wanted the Lex. That's when they were trying to push the Lex Express and all
they
that
were
kind
trying,
of
and
shit.
that shit went over like
just
a
nobody.
queef in church. It didn't even go. It didn't
That
even
was
go
the
over.
worst. That was one of the,
It wasn't even a fart.
That was
church.
one of
That
the
was a
most.
queefing church.
That was the best setup, but the worst failure storylines that they've done in a long time. Like that was terrible.
Yeah.
The build up was great. The bus, the whole American hero thing was fine, but man, the match itself, he won by DQ, and they celebrated like this man done won the undisputed title, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Fell
Well, they
flat.
tried recreating Hulk Hogan part
He
part
wasn't-
2.
Lex wasn't the guy.
No.
Well, you know what's crazy too, because I'm speedballing through these.
No,
on
yeah, we're
Wikipedia.
just touching
just
our
kind of
favorite
touch
stuff.
base on all of them.
Yeah.
But like 95, like what's crazy about 95, the Rumble match itself was that bird is so loud. Can you not hear that? Or not tripping?
No,
Anyway,
he's out there singing to us.
yeah, he's ripping a tune. So what I was saying, the Rumble matches were all an hour plus every year.
Yeah, yeah.
The Rumble in 95 was only 38 minutes long.
Really?
Shawn Michaels. won.
Yep.
Oh wow.
They had a bunch of longer like mid card matches. I know 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly
Oh man,
defeated the $1 Million Corporation. So that was almost 20-minute match.
Wow, they went.
They went half as long as the Rumble.
Wow.
That's what WWE was doing in 95, guys.
So that first where they make it out to Shawn winning that from the number 1 spot to be
First
such a
person.
And
first
he went
person.
half as long as Rick did. Rick was
Yeah.
an hour and 3 minutes. I think.
Yeah, from the number 2 or 3 spot.
I think that.
That's why he's the best, because it don't take him that long to get the job done.
Oh,
He
okay.
just-
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think Daniel Bryan holds the record for the longest.
I
he's-
think so. I think you're right.
he's still the longest.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
you're correct on that one
So
because he was like almost like an hour and 10 minutes
Yeah,
or something
it
like
was a
that.
long time.
That is insane.
so 96 was this? Do y'all remember a Rumble where the Rumble match itself was not the last match? In 96, the Rumble match was not the last
one.
match.
It was the first one, wasn't it?
No, it was the Rumble was the second to last. Undertaker and Bret Hart fought in a title match that was like 28 minutes.
Is that the one where Shawn was the guest referee in that one?
No,
And-
Shawn Michaels.
No,
Shawn Michaels won the
Shawn
Rumble.
won.
He won the Rumble.
in 96.
Okay.
That must have been the first year that they actually did put the title in the main event
In the
before the,
main
Rumble.
event.
Then
That's probably Brett crying about something and they did it. So
yeah,
probably what that
sounds
was.
about 96.
Yeah, and the Rumble match is what gave him the shot at Mania for the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that
and
made
then Undertaker match was like the title match that year. Yeah.
And then you had the next year, 97 is the year that Stone Cold somehow both feet he's standing on the floor
Yep.
After getting eliminated, and Jerry's like, "Oh, I don't think both feet hit the floor." And
That's
he
an
cuts,
asterisk by that one.
yeah, and sneaks back in the ring and eliminates like 4 people. What
I
Undertaker?
love
Well, shit,
97.
that 97 was a great Rumble, but that wasn't the finals match that night either because it says Shawn Michaels beat Psycho Sid that year.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kept thinking Rumble was the. I guess because that's such a forgettable match if Psycho Sid was in it.
But
He
yeah,
was hitting softballs midway through.
but yeah, clearly on camera, Stone Cold is sitting there leaned up against. The
Yeah, dude, it's so obvious.
and then sneaks in and unloads on 4 people, just drops them.
Now this is the one where he. What do you have, like 6 eliminations?
Yeah,
in
I
like
think
less than
that's
30
what-
minutes,
yeah.
where you get the shot of him sitting on the turnbuckle
And
looking
Yeah.
at his wrist.
Bret Hart.
That's a great shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Great shot.
iconic, but.
Yeah.
But it's like how your camera guys messed you up on this one, boys. 'Cause
Yeah.
Jerry's like, "Oh, I don't think 1 foot touched the ground." No, he's
Dude.
clearly standing there, Bubba.
This Rumble, 97 Rumble too. I'll go on record and say this, and I know if my boy Brandon E was here, he's going to be on soon. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, we gotta get him on here.
If he was here, he would co-sign this, and I think BJ will too. Ahmed Johnson's one of the worst goddamn workers in the history
yeah,
of wrestling.
Just ask Farouk.
He's
That's
absolutely
what I'm saying.
awful.
Ron
He fought
Simmons.
Farouk in 97.
Is that when he like ruptured his spleen
Dude,
and
I
everything
probably.
in that match?
I watched a
So
clip
terrible.
of Ahmed Johnson
He didn't speak
running
English
in
either.
when he debuted at WCW. I didn't recognize
I didn't even know
him.
he was in WC.
Yeah,
He broke up when Harlem Heat officially broke up. He's the one that came in.
Of course he
and jumped
was.
on Booker T. Dude, I'm telling you, he is unrecognizable. You
Yeah.
can't even tell it's him. He was like, what was his name? Big T or something like that?
Yeah.
A real original.
Where's
Where's my
even
camera?
recognize him?
Look wise, Ahmed had the looks. I mean, look
Oh,
wise,
dude,
he
cut
had it
a
all.
promo to save his life.
No, he couldn't
man.
talk or perform in the ring because I think that is the match where he either ruptured Ron Simmons' spleen or
No,
something
for sure.
like
He
that.
fucked his spleen up bad.
Yeah.
They were talking about it in Mark Henry was talking about it in that Stone Cold documentary. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
watching.
yeah, and then he got his payback on him.
Anytime
He
they
said
put
when he comes
somebody
back,
in a
he gonna
faction
be
where
good.
they don't dress the part, like he still came out with the red and like he still looked like he was still solo. I knew that was never going to work
Yeah.
in the nation. He was terrible.
Well, see, I'm tripping, Brock. I don't know why I thought that the Rumble was always the last match because 3 years in a row now it's showing it wasn't because now we're in '98,
Yeah,
right?
And Steve won. Austin
Stone Cold
again
won it again, but then the casket match between Shawn and Undertaker
for the title.
and that's when Shawn
That's
got
when he
hurt. That's
hurt
when he
his
hurt his
back.
back.
Yeah,
When he got whipped over the ropes
Yep.
and he landed weird.
and then that's when
That led up to the
Stone Cold taking. That's when it led up to Stone Cold's Mega Power
Mega
run.
run. Yep.
And then you have the next year when Vince won the Rumble by
That's
coming in at number 30
So random.
and eliminating one person.
Yeah.
dude. I ain't gonna lie to you, I loved it. I thought like for the heel perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the one when they were doing everything to keep Stone Cold from getting back in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They
Yeah.
took him in the bathroom and beat the hell out of
Yep.
him and all kinds
Yep.
of other shit. That also had the fucking Rock Mankind I Quit match. in it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the one from Beyond the Mat.
yes, dude.
Yes.
What I love about
Holy
98's
crap.
Rumble was Three Faces of Foley.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
98?
98.
Yeah, that was
98.
98.
Okay, yeah.
He came in at number 1 as Cactus Jack, and he's
He-
wrestling
oh,
against
that's when he-
Chainsaw Charlie.
yeah.
Chainsaw Charlie eliminates him. He comes back at 16 as Mankind and eliminates Chainsaw Charlie. So then he enters back again at 28. I don't know who eliminated him with between time. He comes in at 28, and he spent 20 minutes and eliminated 3 different people as 3 different people. So
gosh.
that was pretty cool.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
My question is, Vince won the Rumble in '99, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the winner of the Rumble goes to fight for the title. But in '99, WrestleMania 15, who was the title match? It wasn't Vince. What ended up happening with that? I can't remember.
There had to be a pay-per-view in between there. Was that not the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view?
The cage
that
match? Was that the cage match?
That's when Big Show debuted, right?
Yeah.
That was
I'm gonna look. Right
15 was Rock in Austin.
So it had to be then somehow.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre was the previous pay-per-view.
Maybe
Okay.
did they wrestle to see who goes on the WrestleMania?
I think
that?
no, that's what happened.
And then
Stone
Big
Cold
Show-
won the belt on
Yeah.
that Monday night after the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's what it was. Yeah, you're right.
Stone Cold won the belt back that Monday night, and then that set up.
Because is that when Big Show debuted?
Yeah,
Am
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
when he
came
okay.
out from the
He
ring.
threw Stone Cold Steve
Yeah.
Austin through
He
the
threw him
cage
through the
and then
cage
yeah,
and won.
and his
That's
feet
what it
hit.
was. Okay.
Yeah.
No disqualification match. Corporation was banned from ringside. Mankind was a special guest referee.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure Steve Austin won the belt back on that
Austin
Monday
won the
night.
belt. Yep.
Because that's what on those days too during the Attitude Era, you'd see belt changes
All the time.
on Raw,
All the time.
and it was just
Well, they had to because WCW was doing so many quirky things with their belt.
dude.
They
One
had
of the
to.
best pops ever is when Mankind won the title
Oh,
on Monday
yeah.
Night Raw. When Stone Cold's music hits right there, it gives me my hairs
Yep.
are standing up.
Yep.
That pop, dude, one of the best pops
definitely,
ever.
definitely.
And I don't think. Even though they're in bigger stadiums and in bigger arenas now, they can't recreate that.
No.
I mean-
back then it was all about the TV wars and the ratings, so they had to do something on TV to make it
Yeah.
worth the while, right? So that's why you saw a lot of title changes.
And the signs. That's what I'm going back and watching all the
Oh,
stuff.
signs
The
everywhere.
signs.
Yeah.
There were so many signs back in
Yeah.
the
And the
Attitude.
flashes from the camera.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's so different now from where what we grew up watching.
No, for sure. 2000, Rock won that one.
Yeah.
Chance's favorite. Then you also had that dope street fight between Triple H and Cactus Jack.
Oh,
That
I
was
want to
dope.
say that's when Triple H got punctured with that damn
Yep.
With the
with
barbed
the
wire.
pallet or something.
That was so
Or
dope,
something,
man.
or
Like,
something.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Triple H. I feel like you can say what you want to him about him as a worker or about how he got in the position he's in, but his
He's old
hardcore
school.
matches,
Oh,
like
they're
the
so
matches where he does the no disqualifications or the
Hell in a Cells.
unbelievable, man.
I remember that shit like it was yesterday too because it was at Madison Square Garden because it's got the short entrance.
Yeah.
and he tried to do some kind of move and there was a pallet. There was something out there that stabbed him. Stabbed his like
Yeah, I had-
Okay,
That,
yeah.
that was on the WWE Network on Peacock. There's a channel that I mean, it's basically like the WWE Network. They
Yeah.
play all day long. They play wrestling, and I was watching that, and it was best of WWE, and it was Mick Foley. They showed that match
Yeah.
on
Holy
there.
cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah.
that had that one. Then you had Angle and Triple H. Well, no, that's 2001. But 2000 was dope though. That's when The Rock was finally. I mean, he'd been getting the push, but like
Yeah.
he finally got the Rumble win. Then next year, Austin won it again.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. I think that's probably his best Royal Rumble win.
Yeah.
Even though the swerve at Mania that year is when he went a total heel again. and
So,
joined- that win was fucking huge because that led up to the Rock match.
I felt like 2001 they were really trying to push Kane. I
No,
thought
they
there for a
definitely-
minute.
oh,
there
yeah.
was,
Definitely,
I thought
yeah.
there for a minute Kane was going to win the Rumble.
I thought so.
really
And
thought
that's
that.
who Austin eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Kane was going. I was hoping Kane
he was
was
going
going
on a
to
tear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they said he did. What was it? 11. during that Rumble? 11 in 54 minutes. He
Well,
eliminated
Glenn Jacobs holds the record for most eliminations
he's
ever in a
unbelievable.
Royal Rumble. He's got 46 total eliminations.
That's crazy.
Wow.
45 of them as Kane and 1 as Isaac Yankem.
He had one as Isaac Yankem?
He had 1 as
Fun
Isaac
fact.
Yankem.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the closest person to him is the Undertaker at 40.
Wow.
So-
And, you know, there was a long stretch of time there where Undertaker was never in a Royal Rumble after a while.
Yeah.
Because he was usually champion or whatever.
Or he was hurt.
Or he was hurt.
He was not coming back till
Yep.
Mania.
Yeah,
He
huge
was just
stretch.
waiting on the big match at Mania
Yep.
and stuff. I tell you, Braun Strowman may have a chance because he's at 34.
Is he even still active
He's
right
hurt
now?
right now. He's
Okay.
coming back from an injury.
Okay.
But he's still signed with the
That guy's
WWE.
a freak, man.
Yeah, he could possibly be the only person I could see that could possibly beat Kane's record for eliminations.
Yeah.
Where are we
Dude,
at?
2002. 2002 was like a short. I remember it being short. And looking back at the thing, there's only 6 matches, including the Rumble. It's barely even 2 hours, the pay-per-view.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that the year Maven
Yeah.
That is.
eliminated Undertaker with a
2002,
drop
yeah.
kick?
Yep.
And then got thrown.
Dude, Maven's got like a YouTube channel.
Dude, his
He's
YouTube
awesome.
channel's
Love
awesome.
it.
Yeah, it's great. He does crazy
Yeah.
numbers.
I love how he shares like his paychecks and his royalty statements and stuff like
Dude,
that.
I got
I
paid
love it.
$13 for this match.
He's had a lot of facial surgery, I think.
Yeah, he
done,
didn't
and
look like a human being. when
He's
I
almost.
started seeing
He's
that.
almost. I wouldn't say Sammy Sosa esque.
Oh man.
Have you
y'all-
seen Sammy Sosa?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
have you seen Alex Rodriguez lately?
Is he going?
They're saying he's reverse Sammy Sosa-ing.
Oh no, he's going darker.
Yeah, they
Probably more Cubanish.
dude, they showed pictures of him and he didn't even look like the same person.
really
Yeah.
the complete opposite of Sammy Sosa.
They're complete. They're saying
Yeah.
he's doing the reverse.
Hey, if you know who Sammy Sosa is and you haven't seen
We'll
him
put a
lately,
picture.
That's 1998 Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire era. That's a totally different guy that you just saw.
Wow.
But it's the same person.
I mean, what a
That made no
rub
sense.
to get a rub from the Undertaker to say, "Go ahead and eliminate me."
Oh yeah.
It didn't work out well for him because I mean, he didn't really do much. I think he was hardcore champion. That was it.
What was the first year of Tough Enough? Was it 2001?
He was the first winner, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was the first winner off of Tough
So
Enough.
that would have been it. That would have been it. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Maybe I think that was part of his winning was he was entered into the Rumble.
Okay, so I mean, that's almost like when Cena got the push from Angle.
So what year was it that Daniel Pewter won Tough Enough? Y'all remember Daniel Pewter? He was the MMA fighter that
Angle was
legitimately
giving
tried to break.
Angle was giving him a hard
Dude,
time.
what year was it? The Rumble that he got
He got chopped. He got chopped to death.
from Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit,
and Hardcore Holly.
They did that boy dirty, boy.
God.
Him dirty.
Can you imagine? And they wouldn't eliminate him either.
They just
kept putting him in a
turns, boy,
corner.
teeing off on him.
Dude,
Yeah, he won the 4th season.
He won the
The
fourth
fourth?
season.
Who
won
So that had to
before
be
him?
like the mid 2000s.
That Chris Nowinski won. I know that.
Yeah.
And then there was
And
another guy that had dreadlocks who died of brain cancer. He won.
RIP.
Yeah, I can't think of what his name is though.
I just remember that first season of Tough Enough where Triple H came in there and like chewed
Told
him
dude
out.
his
and
nuts was hanging out
yeah,
there.
and then Bob Holly came in that one episode and beat the hell
What
out
a
of that
bully,
one.
man. Bob Holly's such a bully.
And that dude just wore it. He just took it. I mean, what else can you do? It's like you got to stand up against Bob Holly,
No.
known psycho Sparky Plug.
Sparky plug. Sparky plug.
Sparky plug, dude. Shout out.
Oh, man.
The Alabama Slam as his finisher.
Heck of a finish.
So where are we at? We're still at 2002.
Yeah.
So Triple H won the 2002 Rumble. That's when he did the comeback, right?
He came back.
Because he was out all year, basically all of 01.
Yeah, it came back
Yeah.
with the cut-off jean jacket and the
Yeah,
leather
yeah.
jacket underneath it.
It got a huge pop.
Huge pop.
03 is probably that's one of my favorite Rumbles too.
Really?
Because 2003, bro, is such a dope ass year for
Yep.
WWE, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's when they had all of that talent that had whatever talent they had amassed from the buyout of WCW, ECW,
We're starting to
whatever,
show up on
they're
TV
starting to show
again.
up in
Yep.
2003. 2002, they really wasn't. 2003, dude. I mean, there was some dope matches. There was a really dope match between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. It was for the title.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then Lesnar fought. Who did he fight? Big Show.
Lesnar and Big
Yeah,
Show.
whoever won that match got to be in the Rumble.
Oh, is
He
that the
beat
win?
Big Show, and then he won the match. He won the Rumble later.
And that's
that
when
night.
he went on to win the WWE title.
Yeah, because WrestleMania 19 is when he did the shooting star press, almost broke his neck
Yeah,
Yep.
and won the yeah.
against Angle. But WrestleMania 19 is one of my favorite manias too. But 2003, bro, I'd love to. if we ever get into a point where we start dissecting the years,
Yep.
I think
yeah.
that's one. 2003 WWE, I think, is definitely one that we should, because that's when all of those. That's when the Batista, Cena,
Steiner,
Orton, all them
Booker,
guys were
Steiner
starting.
and Goldberg started showing up. Like
Yeah.
you had all those guys. from
You still had
WCW.
Austin, but he was kind of doing like him and Bischoff were going back and forth.
Dope. That was super dope angle there.
He was
But that's
backing
when you-
off the wrestling side of everything
Yep.
right there.
That's when that's when Benoit, Angle, Guerrero, Lesnar, like all those guys were really starting to get a push. And I love 2003. That's one of my favorite years in WWE.
Now, what was it? Was it 2004 that Benoit won?
Was that 2004?
2004, that makes sense. Yeah,
Benoit.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Benoit won 2000.
Benoit,
That
he
leads
won
up
2004,
to,
yeah.
that leads up to the triple threat match with Michaels and Triple H
Yep.
and everything at Mania, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, because Michaels, I want to say it's because Michaels and Triple H they didn't have a final winner in the match at Rumble. Yeah, it was a draw. They was fighting for the world title.
Oh, okay.
It ended in a draw. That's when you had Brock Lesnar and Hardcore Holly for the WWE title.
I remember that. I remember they were really trying to push
For a hop, skip, and a jump, they were getting Bob Holly some
They
title
were trying.
pushes.
They were trying to really push him.
Why?
There was nobody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Nobody else on SmackDown.
Well, in 2005, that's when you had the infamous Batista
Amazing.
and Cena finish
And
right
Vince
there.
tore both of his quads.
Now-
going into the
Storming
ring.
down. Is
I'll
that,
be honest with you. To me, I feel like that's another work that's been. But how they fell at the same time
they timed it.
and landed at the same time is unbelievable. They couldn't recreate it.
And Vince coming out and
blowing
tear-
his quad.
Both, not just one quad, but both quads. I mean, he completely Ace Ventura'd it.
Yeah.
I mean,
What a finish, though, man. You
Yeah.
got like the future of your company in there. And this
Yeah.
is one of those where Batista wins it. Batista wins this one, right? Yeah, this is
I think
Batista's
they-
coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah, Batista
And the
wins.
setup between the demise, as I've said this before, the demise of Evolution is
Yeah.
one of the best storylines.
yes,
they've ever
yes,
done.
that's a good
And
one.
this is kind of what led to it. And they always have, anytime there's somebody in a faction where the head guy is holding the title, oh, you go to the other channel and, you hold the title there and we'll dominate.
Yeah.
And then he catches them, like, talking about him, and then he picks that. The build-up for all of that was fantastic.
No, for sure. And 05 is another great year in WWE,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
That's another. That's WWE 05 versus TNA 05 pay-per-view for pay-per-view.
Close.
They're right there. Right
I'd
at
love
each
for
other.
y'all
Yeah.
to dial in on that at some point whenever we have a spare 70
a
hours to watch everybody.
And I was a huge Batista fan. Once he came
Knock that
out,
right quick.
he
When
got
everybody has
his-
2 weeks off from work, don't spend any time with your family. Watch
TNA
24 pay-per-views, 3 hours apiece.
Oh,
Get a
man.
snack.
And I was a huge Batista fan, man. And when they finally gave him his push and he was able to break away from Evolution, man,
Love his intro.
love his intro.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
the
he was
energy
great.
was crazy.
I associate him with the WWE version of the big gold belt more than anybody else.
That's
Like,
good.
And
I like
I'm in
that.
the minority. I was a JBL fan. I
Oh,
was.
he had a nice
I
run.
love the JBL heel
Yes,
limo
needed
with
a
the,
heel
with
at
the
that time,
bullhorns
and
on
he
it.
was
Like
completely. He's probably one of the. When I think about world champions, he would have been the last person I would have thought about would win a world title.
and he had some bloody ass brawls.
Him and that
Cena,
Guerrero and that Guerrero
him,
match.
him and
Yeah.
Guerrero, like
Dude, but that scene that
him and Big Show had some pretty.
Yeah,
bad,
he had
crazy
some
matches.
brawls. I mean,
Dude.
JBL, his run as WWE champion was pretty
You can't-
good, pretty iconic.
As much as it's been known that he was an asshole
Yeah.
behind the scenes and everything too. I mean, who's going to step up to him?
But they weren't putting the title on anybody for a year at that time. Even
Yeah.
Batista couldn't stay healthy enough to.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wasn't to
He was
have a
dominant.
run for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unheard of then.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's almost to me like 03 was amazing. 04 there was like it kind of fell off a little bit. 05 it picked back up, and then I feel like it started to kind of fall in 06 too.
yeah. That's it. I didn't watch much
Yeah.
from.
I didn't like this Rumble, bro. The one when it's like the Caesar, like the one Mysterio won,
Yeah.
2006. But it was the fifth match on the card. There were 2 matches after the Rumble in 2006. You had Cena and Edge.
For
What was the main
WWE.
event at
And Angle
WrestleMania in 06?
06.
Mysterio won the Rumble, so Mysterio won the title.
He won the WWE title. No, he won.
He won the World Heavyweight
He
title.
won the World Heavyweight
From
title.
who? It was like a big guy, small guy type of
I'm gonna
thing.
tell
Was it Batista?
WrestleMania. I'm finna find out.
Was it Batista?
Hang on.
No, I don't think they wrestled at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 22.
Was
Rey
John,
Mysterio beat Randy Orton and Kurt Angle in a triple
That's
threat.
it.
That's
okay,
it.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Cena
the thing.
beat Triple H.
Okay.
So I mean, Mysterio deserved the title. I mean,
Oh yeah.
to be as small
and
as
that's
he is,
right
he's
after
great.
Guerrero passed
Yeah.
away and everything too.
That's like them putting the World Heavyweight title on Christian after Edge retired.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense. Like I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at Mysterio winning it. But I agree with you what you're saying. Like I wasn't really into the match itself, but I agree with them letting him win.
Yeah.
And what better way than put up, Angle and Randy Orton in there? He can beat any of those guys at any given day. So triple threat match made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. 07, kind of similar. That's when you had the old John Cena, Umaga. I loved Umaga.
I did too.
But that's when he was.
His son's coming. That's
Really?
dope. Umaga's son is coming.
Another thing
Is he in independent, right?
He is. I think he's just signed with WWE, so it won't be long before we'll see him. He's a beast. Looks just like his daddy.
Yeah. Taker won 07.
07.
I just don't like 07 and 08 really because that's when Great Khali was all in the mix, and I couldn't stand any of that.
Beth Phoenix eliminated him in one of those rumbles.
Yeah, so Beth Phoenix is one of 4 women to appear in the man.
China was the first.
Beth Phoenix, Awesome Kong or Karma, what she went by, who was great in TNA, and then Nia Jax. So it's 4 women who have appeared in the men's rumble.
In China.
China was the first.
Yeah, China in 2000. And she did back-to-back years, didn't she? 2000 and 2001.
Which China could have easily have won the rumble.
Oh,
back
yeah.
then.
Dominant. Dude, what about that? I found that True. Remember that True Life episode from MTV?
That's wild.
Following
That's
her
wild.
and Triple H around, dude. It is so crazy to watch that.
That's wild.
It's really sad to watch it now though too with RIP China.
How everything happened.
Yeah, how everything
For
happened.
Yeah. 08 was okay. That's the one Cena won.
I like that. The
Was
whole
that the Madison Square Garden one too?
That's when it came
Cena
back.
jumping back. Cena came back.
He got
was it
hurt.
a surprise?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah,
Cena
that's
got
what it
hurt.
was. That's
Tore
what
his
it was.
bicep or something.
Tore his pec.
He's also the first person to win the Rumble and actually cash in his opportunity before WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
He did it at a pay-per-view, like the next pay-per-view or something like that after. Check that out. Check me on that one. I think he got in the ring and he says, I don't want to wait until WrestleMania.
What year was that?
It's 08. I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
John Cena defeated Randy Orton by disqualification. So I don't know.
What was the WrestleMania? What did Cena do in 08 WrestleMania? Was that in the
08
desert?
Yeah, I think that was Arizona. Cena.
See, I was
Randy Orton
watching
defeated
that.
Triple H and Cena in a triple threat match in 08. Because that's when Money Mayweather knocked out
Gotcha,
Big Show.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
Undertaker
if I
and
remember
Edge.
correctly, he came back. He won the Rumble, and then he wanted to cash his opportunity in before WrestleMania.
And it just didn't happen.
It just didn't happen. So.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So and then 09, of course, 09, Orton won in 09.
Yeah.
Is that the year where he only eliminated one person? There was one year Orton won it that he only eliminated one guy. It may have been. Who knows?
Do y'all think Orton's going to get to 17?
At some point, yes. I was hoping that Orton would win the Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
and go in that match with Rollins. And
I think he deserves it. Cena deserves it, too.
he's working better now than he's ever had.
And I think Flair would co-sign either one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's great on the mic right now. It looks like Randy's having more fun now than he ever has wrestling-wise.
I agree with that.
And I think Kevin Owens deserves a shot at one of the at some kind of hardware too.
Yeah, I mean, he got the Universal title and had a pretty decent run with it before. For Goldberg beat him? Goldberg beat him.
You can stick him in the ring with a wool sock.
Oh man, he'll put him Kevin
over.
Owens great. He's great.
But
Definitely.
2010 was the year of Edge, obviously.
Yeah.
Edge won 2010. 2010, 2011 WWE. I love 2009. I thought that 06, 7, and 8 were kind of a down tick, but then like 09, that's when you got all those crazy ass Cena and Orton matches.
Yep.
yeah,
And that's when Orton was really turning into just a son of a bitch, bro.
yeah. Is that when he had the Legend Killer thing going on?
I think that was a little after that, wasn't it?
It was after that.
But that's when
Okay.
he was doing that really crazy shit to Cena, though.
Yeah.
I remember. They had some pretty brutal matches. And then 2010 was Edge. I thought that one was all right.
Yeah.
And then I hated the next one.
Yeah.
2011, Alberto Del Rio won. I never could get behind Alberto
Rip off
Del Rio.
JBL.
Yep.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt.
Exactly.
Bingo.
And I
Exactly.
wasn't a
with
big
not
fan
a
of
shred
JBL either.
of charisma.
Yep.
I don't.
His
know.
intro guy
I
had more
hate
charisma than
him.
he did.
Well, he's one of the few luchador type wrestlers to come from Mexico that wasn't very luchadorish. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah, shout out Luchador.
Luchadorish. Better than
Look it up in the
Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't. I see what they were trying to accomplish with him. It just wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's about the same next 2012. I kind of have hits and misses because 2012 I liked Mania. That was Rock Cena Mania 28.
Okay.
Who won the Rumble that year?
Sheamus.
Sheamus, that's right. Yeah.
Rumble.
So that was
That's
Sheamus
a-
versus Edge. That was Sheamus versus Edge.
Or was it Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan when he won the heavyweight title?
No. Daniel Bryan came in as champion. He got beaten I think this one was Sheamus versus Edge because I think Sheamus had put Edge on the shelf.
I got you. I
I
wasn't.
You might be right about that.
Because I know Sheamus won the title from Daniel Bryan
In like 20 seconds.
Like 20 seconds because AJ Lee.
In Rumble of 2012, Daniel Bryan beat Big Show and Mark Henry in a cage match. In Royal Rumble 2012,
Okay.
CM Punk defeated Ziggler. Sheamus won the Rumble.
Yeah, I think he may have gone after the heavyweight title after that one.
I think you
Yeah,
might be
2012 was
the 20
Daniel
seconds.
Bryan.
20
Yep.
seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, of course,
So maybe I've got it backwards. Edge wins after Sheamus put him on the shelf.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
okay.
bingo.
Yeah.
and 2013 is when I started because 10, 11, and 12, I kind of stopped watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I was watching TNA a little bit in 2012, but then 2013 I started watching again because The Rock came back.
Yeah.
That's when The Rock and CM Punk had their whole feud. They had a match.
They had a great
at-
match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They had a great match at Rumble too.
Rumble. That's what I mean. They had the
Rumble,
match
yeah.
at Rumble. Yes.
Yeah, and then of course Cena won the Rumble 2013.
Rock introduced the new belt design.
Yep.
Yeah.
after that.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. That's when stuff kind of started to pick up for me. Like that's when we were watching it hardcore because me and you met in 2015, but
Yeah, we
I was
started
watching it pretty crazily.
And then
up until
2015 or 2015 is when we started doing the live streams and everything on your channel and everything.
I
Dude,
remember it,
those things blow
those were
up.
great. Yeah, we used to get because that was back when people were still trying to figure out how to watch the stuff, and we had the network. And we would have thousands of people jump in that live so mad that we
Wow.
wouldn't show the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, we wouldn't show the
Screen, show the screen.
We wouldn't show the screen or nothing. It was just us talking during
because we couldn't show it. They
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 could
you
hear
off.
it going on in the background
Yeah, they kick
and
you
everything.
off.
But we were just talking, like just bullshitting around during the. But we would get. I think one of those we got like over 1,000 people in the live stream.
No, we definitely did. We got a lot of dislikes too, though.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's beside
yeah.
the point. But
It was fun, though.
2013 was a great Rumble, and then 2014 I remember how mad it made me because that's the one that Batista won. You remember when Batista came back out of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
And it got so much backlash whenever
What
he
was
won.
Yeah,
the
worse
'cause that
is
led
that-
up to WrestleMania 30.
What was
Yes.
worse is
Yes.
that Daniel Bryan
Daniel
wasn't
Bryan-
even in the Rumble.
No,
that
it
Yeah.
year.
was a whole.
That
Yeah.
was the worst.
It was
Yeah.
the whole screw.
And I felt bad for Batista because the plan was for him to come back one last run, and then he was going to walk out into the sunset.
Yeah.
But wrong time, man.
The yes
Daniel Bryan's
movement,
the hottest
the
thing out
yes,
there.
yeah,
Like,
dude, what
like
going,
The Rock right now.
Yeah.
Same
And
thing.
you're pretty much in. It's in the same boat. Yes,
But
definitely.
dude, going back and watching some of those matches that time with Daniel Bryan, especially when he turned on the Wyatt family in that cage match,
Yeah.
when the whole arena is doing the yes thing, that's
I mean,
to get a crowd under your control,
Yes.
like that. It's got to be an unreal feeling.
yes.
No, for sure.
Sitting on top
It
of
was
a cage.
the hottest thing, and this is basic Stephanie Triple H heel, like really pushing like he's a B+ player type
Yeah.
thing. Like they did everything they could to bury him, which was great. It only made the fans love him even more.
Great
I mean, and-
WrestleMania after that.
Yes, and completely off topic here. Like Daniel Bryan's his WWE title, the recycled one, was like one of the most creative ways to be a champ. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great. I know y'all talked about it.
It fits
I
his
loved it.
personality
I
perfectly.
loved it. I thought it was great.
2015 was a dope one too. Roman won the 2015 Rumble.
Oh, that's when the
Rock came out at
got
the end.
booed out of the building.
Dude, it was horrible.
And The Rock
Just
came
like
out
the
at
year
the end to
before
try to
when
put him
Batista
over.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but the thing I liked about the Royal Rumble 2015 though was that triple threat match. It was Lesnar,
Yep.
Cena, and Rollins. I
Yep.
think.
Oh yeah.
And it was so dope, bro.
Yeah.
And the Rumble match 2 years in a row, the fans booed him out the
Yep.
building.
Yeah.
They booed Batista in 2014, and they booed.
Reigns.
Reigns
And they
in
even booed The
2015.
Rock that night too.
They did. They
Because
booed The Rock.
Reigns was getting booed so bad they had to. It's like, okay, well, let's throw The Rock in here, and it's
Yep.
not helping any at
And
all.
they keep trying to do that. They're still doing it now. Refer to
Well, that's
Chance's
just
rant.
that's only. I think the only reason why they're doing that is because Austin doesn't want to come back and like be that person. He don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That glass shatters. Nobody's booing Steve Austin.
No, sir.
Nobody's booing Steve Austin.
No. And then, of course, 2016, Triple H won it.
This
which-
is one of my
For the
favorites.
title.
This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite Royal Rumbles as of recent because it was the debut of AJ Styles.
Bingo.
I never in my life thought AJ Styles was ever going to show up
Oh,
in
we
WWE.
were so hyped.
Oh, dude,
I
when,
never
we
watched
were
that
watching
live.
that one. Yeah, we were watching that one live.
Anybody who is a TNA wrestling fan and an NWA Wild Side, whatever it was, fan, AJ Styles was legit
And
back then.
And they butchered his entrance.
They did.
I mean, they had
But I love that he got because like everyone was puzzled because they didn't recognize the theme music.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what I loved about it.
And as soon as the phenomenal thing came
Yes,
across the
you
banner
knew
right
it.
there, it
You
was
knew
like
it.
bingo. It's freaking AJ Styles
Loved it.
is in the WWE.
And what was the reason for Triple H winning that
The belt
year?
was vacant for some reason because it came down to him and Dean Ambrose at the end, and
Okay.
Triple H won the belt from winning.
So who did he lose
Rumble.
it to at Rumble? I mean, at WrestleMania, because he had to lose. He wasn't carrying that belt after WrestleMania.
Probably maybe Ambrose again. Was that during Dean's time of?
I was never really a big Dean Ambrose fan.
As a world heavyweight title.
I can't get
holder.
into him in AEW either. I just can't get into him.
AEW is lost.
He was
me.
clearly the third best wrestler on that.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
faction.
clearly. Yeah. Yeah.
2016 is when after 2016 is when I started tuning out.
Yeah.
Like,
It was Lesnar and Reigns all the time.
Yeah,
everything.
and 2017 Royal Rumble was the first time they did the women's Royal Rumble.
I thought that was 18.
It
Was
says,
it not 18?
it says 2017.
2016
You're right.
was-
You're right.
2016 was Roman Reigns beating Triple H.
For the title or okay?
Yeah, I'm tripping. So 2017, Randy Orton won the Rumble in
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
It skipped ahead too. My
Yeah.
bad.
2018 was the first women's.
That's when I stopped watching. So after 2017 is when I stopped watching it because it was starting to get kind of stale, and that's when I kind of fell out. And then AEW started about a year later,
Yep.
maybe. But 2018 is when they had the Royal Rumble. It's when Asuka won the
Yeah,
female
so she
Rumble.
won the first
This
one.
is so. I love the fact that the women finally get their own Royal Rumble. Again, it helps
Yeah.
further storylines. But what I hate about this, and this is, I hate this person as a wrestler as much as I hate Hulk Hogan. So Asuka wins, and Asuka's sitting in the ring, and they brought out both champions, and they're sitting there and they're celebrating, and then comes Ronda freaking Rousey, man,
Yeah.
like
A rock
person-
moment. A
you
total
talk
rock
about
moment.
a person with no personality. She walks out there, she's got this little cheesy grin on her face, like because she don't really know what she's doing or how. Yeah, and she points at the sign, like this ain't even about you right now. Like, why couldn't you do that on Monday Night Raw? Like,
Yeah.
come on, like.
Yeah.
But Asuka winning the first women's Royal Rumble was the right choice because to me, Asuka's. I mean, as far as like workers go, she's up there with Charlotte Flair. I mean, she's top notch.
Oh, yeah, I
big
agree.
fan of Asuka.
And of course, Nakamura won the.
I really thought they were going to
Male
give him
Rumble.
the title, man.
He can't. It's the whole promo thing. with
But the
him.
match with AJ was great. Was
Oh,
it
yeah.
AJ? It was great.
Oh yeah, his in ring, it's as good as anybody. But
Yeah.
it's the
Those
promos.
those promos that they've been doing on Raw with him and Cody Rhodes whenever they were kind of feuding, those turned out real good.
Did they?
But it was it's not like him with the microphone or anything like that. It's just him backstage.
He would have been
And-
great having a
yeah.
manager of some sort.
Yeah, he needed
Yeah.
a mouthpiece.
Um,
I mean, if you would have put him
Paul
with
Heyman.
exactly, dude. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
he's dope, dude. His music is great. I think he's actually. I think Lesnar beat him for the IWGP title.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's been around a long.
He's been around
time.
a long time.
Yeah. Next 2019 is when Becky Lynch and
Yep.
Rollins both won the Rumbles respectively.
That's dope. Yeah,
Respectively. This is when I didn't really tune in.
Yeah.
I want to say we watched a Mania. I don't remember what year it was.
Was this
that,
the triple threat with Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch?
Probably so.
Was this when the women like they? I think they
it was
headlined
all
Mania.
between them three.
They headlined Mania or something that
and
year.
Mixed in, Alexa Bliss was mixed in there with it too.
Bliss
yeah.
is underrated, man. She's underrated
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know if we'll see her back in the ring now. She's the mom.
Yeah, she's underrated.
Yeah.
Definitely. Her angle with Bray Wyatt was phenomenal.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Hey, have you been seeing these promos with Bo Dallas and stuff where this stuff's building with him? Oh, boy. Look him up, dude.
I'll check that out.
It's
I know they have kept him on payroll after everything with Bray happened, which I think is great.
They're building off the Captain the Howdy thing.
Oh, good.
And he's going to have his own little.
Nice.
faction.
Awesome.
Think it's they've only released a couple little 30-second promos with him, but and he's not even on camera.
I'm
It's
glad.
just him
I'm glad
speaking.
they're finally doing something with that.
But and then we had Cody's one, of course, the past 2 years.
2020 was Edge's return.
Yeah, that was the big one.
You talk about a pop,
that was a huge pop.
man.
But Drew McIntyre won that one, 2020.
Yeah, that's when him and Lesnar went toe to toe in
Yeah.
the ring by themselves.
Yeah, with
and-
no crowd because it's COVID year, of course. And which was a great Rumble.
No, this was at Safeco Field in.
This is before. This is January of 20.
Oh, the Rumble, yes.
Yeah.
WrestleMania was
The Mania.
He won the title at WrestleMania.
Because Charlotte won the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but it was McIntyre and Brock were standing toe to toe in the ring at one time. That's two.
Didn't he eliminate? So which
eliminated
Rumble
Brock.
was it that he eliminated Brock?
That one.
That one. Brock
Yep.
was in there raising Kane, and then Drew McIntyre comes
Yep.
in and eliminates. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Drew went on to win the title at,
Yeah,
at Mania.
gotcha.
And the following year is Edge's return. That's when Edge won 2021.
Yeah.
21.
2021. Oh, Edge won 2021. Yeah.
Edge and I don't even know who this person is. Bianca.
Belair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a.
She's a stud.
She's from
she's a stud.
Knoxville.
She's from Knoxville. Was a track and field person at Tennessee.
Yeah, she's a stud.
Her and her husband is one of the Street Profits.
Montez Ford.
Montez Ford, and
Shout out Montez
they
Ford.
have a show on.
I think it's on Hulu.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have a show.
yeah, she's badass.
They're doing with them what they did with the Miz and Maurice.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
And then looks like 2022, BJ's favorite, Ronda Rousey, won the female Rumble.
Put her in the same category as Hulk Hogan. Waste of time and space.
Brock Lesnar won the. See, I haven't even watched any
Yeah.
of these. 2022, Lesnar won again in 2022.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. They were running out of ideas.
It sounds like it, bro.
It's right there. Just we got to feed Lesnar to Reigns.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
Reigns has got the title.
And you're telling me in 2023?
Wait,
they
was that not
opened
the
show
Goldberg?
with Rumble? Cody Rhodes won, and it was the opening match.
Really?
That's what it says in Rumble 23. Cody Rhodes.
Wait, which one was the one where Brock won and then got fed to Goldberg?
That was for the Universal title, correct?
Yes. Which one was that though? Because that was a WrestleMania match. That was the rematch from. Was it 2002
I thought that. I don't even know. I wasn't paying
Yeah, I
attention to that
remember.
one.
where they got booed out of the building?
This is how I know I'm glad I'm not watching Rumble.
That's
One
what-
of the matches on Royal Rumble 2023 is called the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Bray Wyatt and RIP and LA Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a pretty cool match.
Yeah.
Like overall,
What does that mean? What is Pitch Black Mountain
It
Dew
was
mean?
like set up
No,
black
underneath
lights.
It was
like
like
black
black
lights
lights.
and
Yeah.
everything.
It was a
R.I.P.
gimmicky
Bray
match.
It was
Yeah.
a gimmick match.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, remember the match that he had with the worms
Yeah.
and everything like that? It was-
hey,
it was
that
a
put
gimmick.
LA Knight on the map though.
Yeah, oh
for
yeah,
WWE.
it blew up
No, for
LA
sure.
Knight.
No, I'm sure. It said Cody and Rhea Ripley won.
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley,
yeah,
last
yeah.
year.
Yep. And then Cody and
So Rhea's been champion for that long?
Rhea's been champion since WrestleMania of last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, that
Bruh,
girl's.
they only had 4 matches in this year's Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause
yeah, I
had
think
two-
you got
Rumble
2
was
hour
2
plus
hour,
for the
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And-
Bailey, I didn't even know she was still wrestling.
yeah, Bailey,
Yeah.
that's who won the.
So they've done a good job. I will say Bailey was the right choice for the women's Rumble this year because they've got the whole thing with the Kabuki Warriors from Japan reuniting. You got Io Sky being the women's champion right now, and there's that whole conflict where they're speaking Japanese and they're talking about Bailey behind her back. Of course, Bailey's the one that got the faction going.
Yeah.
So Bailey is now finding out. So the crowd is doing a good job of
Gotcha,
getting
bitch.
behind Bailey.
Yeah.
And Bailey's, it was the right move. So now, like I was talking about with Bianca not winning, because I figured she was going to be the one to win. And now with the what happened at the Chamber, I feel like they're building up Jade and Bianca to take after the
I wish
tag
Jade
titles.
would have came in and won it.
I
this
really,
year.
but she showed. Jade
showed out in
debuted.
it.
Yeah, she showed out. So I mean, super strong.
Yep.
I think if they get her working the WWE way, she's going to be a star. So
Yeah. Two things that disappointed me about this Rumble is I think it should have been 40 superstars.
I
on
loved
both
when they
sides.
did that.
Yep.
They've only done that once,
And-
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anybody come in that they.
No
If you're gonna
surprises.
put in like the NXT people,
Yeah.
and I mean you had like a couple of
Braun
surprises.
Breaker came
but,
in.
Yeah, but it
Braun took
wasn't.
Brock's spot in the Rumble.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But it wasn't
he did everything
any of the
Brock was supposed to do.
old school people, which most of them are in AEW now. So
Yeah, you
but-
didn't have like, especially for their stretch, you were having surprise. It's like, oh my gosh, he's here for the Rumble, and then after the Rumble's over with, they're gone.
Yep.
I
and
feel
all
like
that stuff.
I feel like I have to mention this.
But that was
right
back
here.
in the day where they were having to fill in the roster,
Spots.
fill in spots for a
Yeah,
Rumble.
they
'cause
should make
didn't
it
have
40 people
Right.
now.
I think so. The surprise debuts, I think, is one of those things where like now that we know everything we need to know, MJF would have been a surprise had he popped in, but he didn't because his contract. With it only having really 2 companies, and I'm not really big up on the Japan people, so I don't really know who's who. I know Tama the guy from Bullet Club,
Oh, Tamatanga.
he's on his way.
Oh, really?
He's coming.
He's all part of the Anoy family. and
Yeah,
all
so
that
he's
stuff.
coming. So I'm curious to see how they incorporate that into the bloodline thing because I think that's going to be.
He's a badass too.
Yeah, I feel like I have to mention this right here. So there's a group of wrestlers who have worked for WWE but never competed in a Royal Rumble, and that list is of course Sting. He only had 2 matches in WWE, and the Rumble wasn't one. Devon was never been in the Rumble.
Really?
Shane has never been in the Rumble. Brooklyn Brawler has never been in the Rumble. Barry Windham.
Keep going.
No, go ahead. Brooklyn
No,
Brawler
go
has never been in the Rumble. Any form of his character. Dean Malenko.
Any form of his character
Yeah.
is never.
Dean Malenko's never been in the Rumble. Ricky Steamboat. And also Scott Hall has never been in a Royal Rumble.
That's surprising.
Now, hold on. Now, women. This list of women who have never been in a Royal Rumble. We got AJ Lee. Now, granted, they just started in 2018, so people are starting to come in now. Ivory, Eve Torres, and Ronda Rousey have never been in the Rumble.
I thought she won a Rumble.
Did she? Okay, so maybe that. So she did win a Rumble.
Yeah, she won a
Now,
Rumble.
now
It's
last but certainly not least, women unexpectedly who have never been in a Royal Rumble. We have Jazz.
Wow.
Jazz
Jazz has
That's
never
surprising.
been in a Royal Rumble.
And she's too much of an icon.
Yeah.
to belittle
She
herself.
don't need the Rumble.
Let's go back and talk about how Tony was surprised Brooklyn Brawlers didn't make the Royal Rumble.
Well, you know, when you're feeding guys to these guys in the late 80s, early 90s, of course, why was he never in there?
He
Yeah,
was
like,
never
he
on a
should have been-
pay-per-view,
The
though.
baseball-
That's what I'm saying.
the-
He was never on a pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's
he was
he
on
had
like
a couple of wins on Raw there for a
You're
while.
telling
They
me
could've
Barry
slid him in
Horowitz
there.
you're telling me Barry Horowitz has been in a Royal Rumble, but Brooklyn Brawler hasn't?
yeah. Give me that.
Come on.
Okay, I will throw this one out. Who do you think has the most Royal Rumble wins? Just have it shoot off.
Brock Lesnar.
No, it's
John Cena.
Austin's
Nope.
won 3.
Yep.
Bingo.
Austin's won
That's it.
3.
Wait a minute. John Cena hasn't won 3?
No, he won 2.
Lesnar's
Cena
only
won
won
2.
2.
Yeah.
Everyone else has won 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Stone Cold.
Austin's won
Stone
2.
Cold.
Austin's won 3. Rock's won 2. Edge won 2.
Yep. Stone Cold.
I tell you,
Yep.
it's one I will say is surprising that they haven't been in the Rumble. Obviously, other than Razor, R.I.P. Shane McMahon would have been
I know.
great to be in the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
He could have done some really dope spots.
Yeah.
in the
Oh
Rumble.
yeah, most definitely.
So that is surprising.
And
I'll say that.
speaking of spots, we gotta give a shout out to Kofi Kingston for always coming up with the creative way to get
Definitely.
back
Very
into the
true.
ring.
They've killed that though.
Yeah.
Like
This
the
year,
last
he
2
just got
years,
thrown
you haven't
right out.
seen anything.
Is he still wrestling?
He is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
ever
this-
since Big E got hurt, they haven't really done much with
I
New
didn't
Day.
even know he was hurt.
But I mean, Kofi won the title. You know, it definitely deserved it.
Yep.
is,
Big
is
E-
Big E hurt?
Yeah.
he broke
Yeah,
his
he's
neck.
probably
He hasn't
done.
come
Oh my God, I
back
didn't
yet.
know
Nobody
that.
knows if he'll ever come back.
Is he like walking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
not paralyzed.
No.
He's still doing like promos and
Yeah, he's doing the
that's-
pre-show.
I keep
I love
expecting.
Big E,
I keep
dude.
expecting to see him come back at a Rumble or something like that, but I don't know what he's gonna. I mean,
It was
it took-
I
from
hope
one of
if he
those
comes
dives that
back-
he did. You know that Superman dive that you do out to the outside of the ring.
yeah,
Damn, is Xavier Woods still there?
he's
Yep.
there.
Is he?
So New Day's still competing. Right now, they're doing stuff with Jey Uso on Raw.
cool.
There,
I hope when he
I
comes
always
back,
love New Day.
I hope he turns on the New Day.
That'd be the old.
Jey Uso.
No, Big E. Whenever he
No.
comes,
They're
Epic
They're
Shit.
gonna have to
man.
eventually break up the.
Like-
It's gonna have to. It's gonna come. They've been.
I can't believe it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy how long of a run that they have been going with.
Because they started, didn't they start when the Shield started?
So
14,
you look at the tag team division around that time with the Usos, the New Day,
the Wyatts.
the Wyatts.
Felt like
I
old
mean,
school.
That was to me my second favorite time for tag team
They
wrestling.
had also too around that time was Anderson and
Oh yeah,
Gallows.
Anderson and
Gallows.
Gallows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah,
Here,
so
I got another fun fact to you. Who do you think has spent the most time inside the Royal Rumble?
Ooh,
Shawn Michaels,
Nope.
Miz.
Nope. That's a close one.
I
He's
hate
close.
Miz.
Kane.
Nope.
Dolph.
Nope. Chris Jericho
Ah,
at right at 5 hours total.
He's one I'm shocked never won it during that time. Well,
Yeah.
too many people around him,
Yeah.
bigger stars, I
Yeah.
guess. But
But that's surprising. At 5 hours total in Royal Rumbles.
wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Are y'all surprised that AEW hasn't come up with some kind of Royal Rumble competitor?
They've got that
match?
Casino Royale thing that they do.
Oh, I don't even know.
It's like a gauntlet type style
Yeah.
something where they draw cards or whatever.
I guess it's almost impossible to do that without people saying you're copying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much-
AEW has done a really good job of building their brand to be separate from WWE, although they're both wrestling companies.
Even though they have every
Even though they're bringing in.
WWE form
Oh,
of
is
Are
this
they,
wrestling.
another
are,
hot
they,
mic chance?
are they still like barely filling arenas and shit? Are they still struggling?
I mean, they still struggling. to another country and fill an arena. I don't get it. I mean, they put on a good product. Here's what I hate about AEW, and I think I've even mentioned it on here. It's a 6-hour night if you go to an AEW event. You're getting an hour before of one show. You're getting 2 hours of the live show.
And about 10 minutes of selling.
You're getting an hour of another show, and then you're getting 2 hours of Ring of Honor content.
Yep.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
6 hours of wrestling, 10 minutes of selling.
Put that on the shirt.
Dude,
AEW,
clip
there
that.
you go.
Make sure you clip that Opus. You slut. Opus,
get
clip
that
that. Get that one, or I'll get it myself.
But I mean, we do have Sting's last match coming up pretty soon, the next couple weeks, I think. He's supposed to be hanging it up for good. So, shout out to Sting. He's one of those careers I think would be great to cover too, man. Because I'm a huge Sting fan.
We're gonna eventually have to start getting into that pay-per-view years and
we got to.
career retrospectives.
There's just so much wrestling to cover.
Oh, there's so much content.
Well, the good thing is, like, there's so many more opportunities for content in the wrestling field than there are movies. Right?
Oh yeah.
At least for our pod.
I don't know.
when we
You
kinda
guys
do it.
just did like wrestlers in movies. I thought that was a great topic.
Yeah.
Oh, for
That was
sure.
phenomenal. Y'all
Yeah.
had terrible movies on there, but it was great. Like
all
those
of
movies
Dude,
are awful.
there's not many good movies.
You're
with
right.
Over the
wrestlers
Top's
in
the
it.
only good one.
There's not. I looked at. There's not many good ones with wrestlers.
No,
in it.
that's true.
And Terry Funk's in it for like 2.5 minutes. You really can't
Meet
count
me
it.
halfway.
But we just did like a speed date right through all of the Rumbles, and we
wild.
threw fun facts.
Yeah.
Are there any that y'all haven't written down that you hadn't said?
Who do you think made the most Royal Rumble appearances? Who did y'all think?
Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Kane.
was right on that one.
I could say Kane would have the most eliminations too. Is that right?
Yeah. Glenn Jacobs made 20 Royal Rumble appearances.
Wow.
18 as Kane. 1 as Isaac Yankem. Can
And
you
one is
guess?
fake Razor.
Boom!
Fake Diesel.
Yeah.
Fake Diesel.
Wow.
Bro.
Fake Diesel. Did he
Did the
eliminate
fake,
anybody?
did the
as
fake
Diesel?
Razor? Fake Razor made it into the Royal
Yeah, but he
Rumble.
didn't turn
probably
out
so.
to be anybody. He didn't
but
turn out
Scott
to be
Hall,
anybody.
but Scott Hall didn't.
That's wild. That's a wild fact right there.
Wow, dude.
That's wild.
That's,
That's a wild fact.
10 minutes of selling, dude.
Yep.
that's the line of the episode. Let's talk 10 minutes of selling.
We appreciate y'all, man. That was fun,
Yeah,
dude.
thank y'all.
I'm glad we finally got that knocked out, and hopefully, y'all was able to kind of keep up with us. We were kind of to get it done. I think when we look back at this, it's probably going to be just over an hour.
Oh,
we
yeah,
was
it's
able
gonna be a
cover
longer
all
episode.
that within an hour, but hopefully y'all enjoyed it. It was good to have the homie BJ back on.
Yep.
Yes.
And talk some wrestling, and we'll be back at it. I think we got a cool idea for the next one, movie related. Yeah.
Yep.
But then we'll be back with some more wrestling stuff.
Getting ready for WrestleMania season. I think we need to.
We need to revisit because that's the first one.
We only talked about WrestleMania matches last for.
Yeah, so we
oh,
can just-
hold on. We're coming up on almost on a full year.
Yep.
Whoa, man!
This is
Whoa.
episode 51, dude. We are one episode away from a year of this.
Holy
That's
shit!
wild.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chance, you got anything to say about that?
I mean, I'm hype.
All right, we out this motherfucker.
By the way, shout out to Trouble Spirits. Shout out to Revolution One Media and Natural Disasters.
Let me try this one more time. We out this motherfucker.
That's great.